שיחות?
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehakelni b'dvarim.
Amen. This is verified.
Okay. Today, I want to go over something. Here's Friday. I sent out at Torah. Very, very geschmack sicha. So let's go quickly. Hayom Kotza Malachim Merubah. Rabbi Abba, there's a story in the Zohar. Rabbi Abba Kadosa Mahu Mehosam. He came from Eretz Yisrael to Bavel. Have a machriz. He started a new yeshiva. He needed students in the yeshiva. How is he going to get people to come 9 o'clock to the million Sunday morning bagels? What is he going to do?
It was tough.
It was tough.
Morning.
Have a machriz. Man boy utra or man boy urke the chayi be'alma Yossi. Whoever wants to be rich and he wants to have arichas yomim, be'alma Yossi, yesi v'ishtadel be'iraisa, should come in my yeshiva. Good announcement.
It doesn't say come to my yeshiva.
As you'll see. Have a miskanshin, pula alma lagabe. The whole oilam came to him. They came to him. So they came to his yeshiva. Very nice. Yeshiva filled up. There was a rovak, a single man that lived in that neighborhood. One day also lagabe, he came to the Baba Omar Lay Rebbe, I want to learn Torah. Because I want to have money. I want to be rich. Okay? The Yokra. I want to have honor, recognition, and money. Okay? Omar Lay Hovadai. No problem. You got it. Done deal. Omar Lay Mashmecha. The Baba said, what's your name?
Yes.
Omar Lay Yossi. Omar Lay L'Talmido. He said to students, the Akra Lay, the Yossi Mora the Utra V'Yakra. They should call him Rabbi Yossi, the Balabas of a lot of money and glory. Yosef Isasik Beiraisa, he sat, he learned Torah. He was happy. A couple of days went by. Havikoim Kamei, he stood up in front of his Rebbe. Rebbe Omar Le Rebbe, on who Utra, where's the money? You said that I'm going to be rich. I don't see the money. Omar, the Baba said, Shmamine, the law, L'Shem Shemayim. He's not learning L'Shem Shemayim. Oh, the Ola Adrei, he went into his room. As out of one, it says, "L'spal kadosh yomos ois Talmud, kivin shoisik shaloi lishma." Shama had koilo. He heard a baskel. The baskel said, "Loite eneshe, do not punish this Talmud. The gaver Rabbi Lehevi." So Rabbi Abba was told, "Min Hashemayim," that he should not punish a Talmud Rabbi Yossi because he's going to grow up to be a Gavre Rab. Tov Legabe, he came back to the student. Amar Lei, Tiv Bri Tiv, sit, don't worry. Vano Yehivna Lechautra, I'm going to give you the Ashirus. Adahachi, in the meantime, also Gavre Chad, came one man, Umona the Paz Biyode. He came with a Keli, a kois of pause, made of pause. Pause is very special gold. As the Rebbe, when he said, the Sichos said that the Malamdim didn't know exactly what kind of gold it is. So they called it in Yiddish gin gold. Samol gehet from gin gold, not stam gold, gin gold. Gor gold, as a gold, a tire gold. So a man came in with a kois of gold in his hand. When he took it out of his pocket or its pouch, it's so much light fell into the house, came into the house. In other words, it was a unbelievable, spectacular piece. So the man said to the Baba, Rebbe, I want to be Zoicha to Torah, and I wasn't Zoicha. I want someone that will learn a Torah for me. the ha isli utresagi. I have incredible amount of ashirus. The keshavak li abba that my father left for me. The kad Yosef al pusre when my father used to sit at his table. Have a mesader aleh, he would mesader on the table. Teleiser kosi meilein. 13 such cups would sit always on the table. He would be mesadered around a couple of bottles of vodka and whiskey and wine. So that's how fabulous my father was. That's how rich he was. I want to be Zochen Torah. I'm going to give wealth to whoever wants to partner with me. Amar lei lahu beravak shtadl bereise v'koyov lach utra. So Rabbi Abba said to that boy, to that Ravak,
Yossi.
to Yossi, learn Torah. This man is going to give you wealth. Yov layahu kosa the pos kora le Rabbi Abba lo yarchen azov zechuchis to tmarosa klipos about the cheshivas of Torah. That you can't imagine how Torah is precious more than zov zechuchis klipos. Yosef I said the Talmud sat and learned Torah. He used to give him ashirus. In other words, it was an ongoing thing. Over time, the taiva of learning Torah went into the Talmud's heart, into his kishkas, in his kishkas, in his very inside, in his inner core. Huh?
Innards.
Yeah.
Yes,
exactly. Yom Echad, have a Yosef Kabachi. The Talmud was sitting and crying. Ashkechei Rebbe, the have a Bachi. His Rebbe Abba found that he was crying. Amar Loi, Amaka Bachi, why are you crying? Amar Loi, Mama Nachnachai, the Alma, the Osi, begin, hi, Loi Beina Ella, Le, Miske, Lagaboy. That he said that I left Chai, the Yossi, for this.
He blew it.
Yeah. Omar, so the Rebbe said, the Baba said, Hashta Shemamino, Deho, L'Shem Shemaim Kovid. Now I see that he's doing it L'Shem Shemaim. Korelei Gavre, he called the man, Omar Loi, Toil Utrich ve Hav Leili Yasmi, Ulamiskani. Give it to the Yisayimim and to the poor. I know Yahivna Lacho, Chulke Yatir Bereise. And I'm going to give you an extra chelik besides what my Talmud gave with you a chelik. The Rebbe said, I'm going to give you a chelik, the unknown law from everything that I'm learning.
This is, you said it's connected to Yidvar Torah on Friday. That Hasidus holds that it's okay to be wealthy because you can do things.
Yeah. Rabbi Yossi, who cost the paz? Rabbi Yossi gave him back.
The rich.
Yeah. V'ad yoima lo ya'adi shmei. And his name never changed. Uman Bonui ben Pezi, v'hainu Rabbi Yossi ben Pezi. That is that he was always called the Ben Pezi, and this is the famous Tana Rabbi Yossi ben Pezi. Ad Kan, the story in the Zohar HaKodesh Parshas Lech Lecha.
Not Ben Pazi?
I'm not sure. Pezi, Pezi.
I think they call it Ben Pazi.
However you like to call him. And the Rebbe's father has here. So in short, so this is the story. So Rabbi Yossi says to his Rebbe, where's the money? The Rebbe wants to daven that he should die. In Shemaim they say, no, how could you daven that your Talmud should die? He's going to be a Gavra Rabba. So that's what happened. The rich man really showed up, and he gave him, and at the end, Rabbi Yossi cried, and they told the rich man to take his wealth back and give it to Yisrael. Sagte Rebbe's Tata, Yesh betoida Yud Gimel Midas Shatoida Nedreshes Bahem. There's 13 midas. Shehem leneged Yud Gimel all in the Sachir and the Shoshana the Malchus. The emissaries support to the Magid. The Magid said that Yud Gimel Midas Shatoida Nedreshes Bahem is connected to Yud Gimel Midas Arachimim. He brings a raya for it because the first time we find in the Torah. We find the Akal V'Chomer. We find that Moshe Rabbeinu evokes the first midah of Yud Gimel Midas Harachma. When he said Ona Kel Nor Fona Lo, the Abish said a Kal Vachomer, Via Yorok Yorok Befana. So when he evokes the Shem Kel, the Abish says Kal Vachomer. The Rebbe's father is working off that Torah. The Torah has Yud Gimel Midas, and also there's Yud Gimel Midas Serachimim. And the Yud Gimel Midas Serachimim
was Vayeira, or what was he?
Who?
Rabbi Shmuel.
No, this is Rabbi Abba and Rabbi Yossi. They were both Tanoim.
Tanoim.
Oh no, he was a Tana also. Rabbi Shmuel, Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Akiva. They were all Tanoim from the earlier Tanoim. And V'shorishim Yud Gimel Midas Serachimim the Keser. והגברה הוא לא זוכה בתורה רק שהוי לו אוישה רב שניחו לו אביו שאביו ומניח לשכון י' ג' קויסס מפוז.
That's why 13 cups
because whatever it's not just you see like what would the Zoya emphasize in the story 13 what's negay how many cups was connected yud gimel midas sater in the Teshem and also connected yud gimel midas serachim because the shulchan is connected shoshana. There was once a woman that complained to Rebbe that she's really being nice to her husband and he's mahapach the shulchan. Upon we see that Malchus is a makabel. The makabel is a nukva, and that's why the Gemara uses the beloshen nekiya for a woman. Shulchan orachti loy. So on the shulchan is connected with the Malchus. Yud gimel kosi and connected a Yud gimel all in the sheshana. Because Chazal say that the Shoshana has 13 petals, and that's connected Yud Gimel Mitzarachim, and Yud Gimel Mitzarachim is connected. So he had the Yud Gimel Mitzarachim, but he needed Rotza Litin Kol Oisha Shela Yud Gimel Kosei Agashmim Kadesh Yisaska B'Toyre B'Shvil B'Yumim Midas. Sha'atoyre in the Dreshes Ben, but Rabbi Yossi Shemetchilo Lama Shaloi Lishma Yisratzel Ze Sherotza Zakois Himispore Yossi Hu Gamken Kamei Kois 86, yeah. Yeah.
It also comes out good that the shulchan is like the halakha. The shulchan aruch.
Shulchan aruch. Okay.
The halakha through the
shulchan aruch. Okay, so this story, we already have this copy. I'll just read inside the few kashas that the Rebbe asked. First of all, man is chadash eitza Rebbe Balachas Rebbe Yossi Tov Ashidus. Shal mashma min adalav l'shem shamayim kovid. Lechatchila amar l'Rebbe Abba bin elamayel bereis kedei shir leutra. Smachach razosha shir Rebbe Abba atzma ma bautra Yosef shtar bereis. Why was he angry? He announced he wants to fill up his yeshiva. He comes to Bava and says, "Hear ye, hear ye. Who wants to be rich and have glory and recognition? Come to my yeshiva." So Rabbi Yossi came. He says, "Come to my yeshiva. You'll get money." Now he comes to demand his money. And Rabbi Yossi, when the Baba gets bent out of shape, but what's going on? And not only that, first, even more, Atam lakach shel Baba hichlis man the boy utre Yosef ishtarol be'reise v'hiskem b'koshe l'ma'oli be'reise k'dei shir li'utre b'amre havadai af b'shir l'madel shaloi lishma arei zal yesoid apsak din that the Gemara says li'olam yasak on the Matei mitzvahs af b'shaloi lishma ter shaloi lishma b'lishma he's in a movement lama achkach shetav ashur esrat salam nishoy al alimut shaloi lishma v'loi rak oine shtam al oine shemisa. When the Baba went into the room, it sounds like he wanted to pray that his Talmud should die. Doesn't make sense. He announced that whoever wants to be rich should come to his yeshiva. When the guy came, Rebbe, am I going to be rich? Havadai, for sure. Come to my yeshiva. Now he comes and he asks his money. Not only he gets upset, he davens that he should die. And Kad kola da ahava omar loy ta'anish the gavre rava lehev the mamonshach imagine onish loy. It doesn't make sense. He says they said from heaven, don't daven against him because he's going to be a gavre rava. And what's if he's going to be a gavre zuta? That you should daven, he should die. Pasha doesn't make sense.
The difference between you offering it and somebody asking for it.
No, obviously there has to be a difference. The Nakuda that the Rebbe says is that there is two ways of a person seeing reward for learning. One is he expecting it from heaven, and that's probably what Abba meant. And the other is that he's like the discussion that the Rambam has at the Poiskim The Rambam felt that a person should never get money for learning Torah, ever. And the other poskim disagreed with the Rambam, and they said that there's not going to be a future for Klal Yisrael if the Loim de Torah are not going to get from the community. But why is this? So that's why the Zohar is emphasizing that he was a Ravak Chad. Why is the Zohar emphasizing Ravak Chad? What's Nageh if he was a Ravak? Ravak means he was a Bocher, right?
He was what?
He was unmarried man, a single guy. Why is it relevant if he was single or not single? Because if a person wants that the community should support him, so the Alter Rebbe says in Hilchos Talmud Torah that a person could learn Shaloi Lishma either because he thinks that Rebbeinu Shalom will give him blessings and the sky is the limit, or he wants that the community should support him. But over there, the Alter Rebbe omits Oisher, because Mehechi Tesi is allowed to learn Torah, and the community will support him that he should be an usher. But what happens if he has a lot of expenses? Okay, but that's not called Ashidus. But when you have a Rav Echad, he doesn't send his Talmid, he's not paying tuition. He's not paying yeshiva tuition. He's a Rav Echad. And now he's demanding from Rabbi Yossi that he wants Ashirus. So now Rabbi Yossi was upset. You want money? It's not just from heaven. You want money,
but not to build a family, just for yourself.
You want for yourself. So you want to sit in the bank, put the millions in the bank. That he thought was an illegit shaloi lishma. Shaila is still. What do you mean legit shaloi lishma? Not legit.
I want money. I'm a single. If I have a lot of money, I'll support them with the chachamim. I give a lot of tzedakah.
No.
And be exactly the opposite.
No. Rabbi Yossi thought that was also. That was also. That's also. They can't come to the community and say.
Become a conduit.
Right.
Happen on its own.
Right. So
let Abba can do such a thing. Whoever coming to learn in my yeshiva, he will be rich. He can say that.
He had in mind that the Eibishter will make him rich. And
you can imagine every yeshiva will do it.
He had in mind that the Eibishter is going to make him rich. And now that he came and asked for money, what got him upset is that he's Rav Chad and he's asking for money. So it wasn't just to support him for his necessities. Shaila is like this, that Rebbe says. Chazal say, "Metoch shaloi lishma ba lishma." Siddur says that it doesn't only mean that because a person is going to learn Torah shaloi lishma, he'll eventually turn lishma. That the Torah, the inside of the shaloi lishma, is already lishma. When a Jew learns Torah, even if a mind thinks for this, for that, it's like the Rambam says in Hilchos Gedushin, a Jew wants to do what the Eibishter wants. The Bezin tells him to do a certain thing and he doesn't listen. It has to be l'ritzoynei, like bring a korban, giving a get. And he says no, and they hit him until he says, I want to do it. How's it going to help to hit him? The Rambam says, because really a Yid wants to do the Ratzon HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and the Yetzer Hara is what holds him back. And when you hit the Yetzer Hara, it just gets weak, but the Yid does what the Eibishter wants. Okay. So the Torah Shaloi Lishma Ba Lishma, the inside of the Shaloi Lishma Chassidus says is Lishma. Yet we find that Chazal say there's a whole bunch of not legit Shaloi Lishma. Like the Tosfos says, if a person's learning Torah, is he wants to show off that he's a bigger Talmid Chacham. You say a Chiddush, I'll slug you up. So a person, that type of Shaloi Lishma that a Tosfos says is not a legit Lishma. Your person can't say that Mater Shaloi Lishma Ba Lishma, that he's going to learn Torah so he could slug up someone else. No. That you can't learn Torah shaloi lishma, such a shaloi lishma. The question is why.
Meaning that it is okay?
No, it's not okay. Tosfos says it's very not okay.
So you shouldn't learn so that you could be the smartest guy in the room,
right? And Tosfos says that neker it's neker min ha'olam. Tosfos wants to miyashir a few stidas in the Gemara. So it says Torah shaloi lishma, but there's limits to it. There's limits to it. So the shaila is. Based on what so the shaila that Rebbe asks is, I don't understand. If Siddur says that that a Jew always wants to learn to get close to Hashem, so why are you telling me that? So what's the difference? Why
let everything go?
Let everything go. If truth is without even Chassidus, If you're saying that a person is going to learn Matar Shalol Lishma, let everything go.
Right.
So the Rebbe says, Pshat is not in the person. We're talking about the Kavon of Shalol Lishma. The Toich of the Shalol Lishma is Lishma. What does it mean the Toich Shalol Lishma is Lishma? What does it mean the Toich Shalol Lishma is Lishma? The Baal Shem Tov says that the Revim Megam Tzmeim Nafshem Behem Tesatov. A person has a taiva to eat a bag of potato chips. He thinks that he wants potato chips. Doesn't really want potato chips. His neshama feels that there's some knetzutze kedusha in this bag that he can elevate. Nafshem besem tisatov.
Make a bracha, yeah.
Make a bracha. He'll use the energy to learn Torah. Really, it's reivim gam tzmeim nafshem behem tisatov. Or like in this week's parsha, the Eibishter says to Avraham Avinu v'gad l'shmecha. Sprecht sich l'shayla. Avraham Avinu said, I'm so humble. Was he really humble? If he's really humble, why does he care a God l'shmecha? The answer is Adarabah, because he was so humble, his name wasn't for himself. It was for the Eibishter. So therefore, it wasn't for his covet, it was the Eibishter's covet. So, what's the pshat? Pshat is, what does it mean, Terch Shaloi Lishma? This is the Rebbe's word. That a person realizes that who has influence in the world. A person, if Warren Buffett, the sage of Omaha, gives advice, everyone wants to hear what he has to say. If me and you give advice, people are not listening. Elon Musk sagt Chochmah, everyone is listening. Me and you are saying it, no one's listening. So a person says that he wants to have influence, like Avraham Avinu, when he wants to announce to the world that Keil Olam. It's not the pshat is that he needs the oisher v'chavit, but the Welt is mechabed oisher v'chavit. So he wants to accomplish and to bring Dvar Hashem to every place, every corner in the world. Through the oisher v'chavit, he'll be able to bring Dvar Hashem to every place in the world. So that's a pshat. Mitoch sheloi lishma ba lishma. The Talmud came to the Yossi and said, I want oishe v'chaved. It's shayach that a person should want oishe v'chaved, not for his personal, I want honor, recognition, I want money. I want to fulfill the shlichus of my neshama. In order to do it, I need a big sach of money and I need a lot of kavod in order that I'll be able to have a big impact on the world. So here, even though Rabbi Yossi didn't say it because he wanted to give the biggest staff Yom Yishir in the world. He said it because he wanted to Shidas Kipshute and Kavod Kipshute. That's why Tosfos says, and the Tosfos talks about different status in the Sugyas. It says that sometimes we say Nerech Shaloi Nivra. Not every Shaloi Lishma is legit. There is a illegit Shaloi Lishma. So the Rebbe is saying the pshat is when the person what he wants on the surface he wants money. What do you need money for? But you could say bepnimius, he doesn't even realize. He thinks he wants the bag of chips because they're really good chips, they're barbecue chips, and they're good chips. But really, the neshama wants the chips for the tzutza kedusha. He says he wants honor, recognition, and money. But really, the neshama. But if it's a nasla counter to slug up someone else, there can't be a pnimius inside that's good. So that's a pshat. The toy shaloi lishma. Sometimes on the outside it looks shaloi lishma, and it is shaloi lishma. He wants a manasla kabel pras, but sometimes the inside of that pras could be really lishma. So that's what happened to Rabbi Yossi ben Pezi.
So if you have a good goal or you have no goal, you could have a good goal. But if you have a bad goal, then it can't be that you're going to have a good goal.
Right. It can't be the pnimius of that is a good goal.
Right.
So the Rebbe says
maybe Elon Musk knew how to dominate. He knew how to angle.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what to do then, man.
See? He didn't have
He has a different part.
He didn't have a bad part.
Ari knows who could use it.
Oh,
What's that?
I'm joking.
Yeah, now he's just hearing that connection.
So
Figure it out. Give my
sure.
That
So the Rebbe says that's a pshat that he said that from heaven they said he'll be a gavra rabba. Why? Because Baba was upset. He's a Rav Echad. What does he need all this money for? So for sure, this is an illegit shaloi lishma. So they told him in Hashemayim that's not true. There's a din The Alter Rebbe also brings Hilchos Talmud Torah that if there is ein b'medina gadol b'chachma kamoyu, and he's not interested in being the parnas tzibur. So the tzibur is mechuyev to offer him, make him an offer he can't refuse, to make him an osher gadol. And the Alter Rebbe says it's similar to a kohen gadol, which gadlu mishal echad, hu adin l'chol gadol ador, that the kihilish is obligated to go make him a sugar until he's maskim to be parnas ador. So the same thing here. No, yeah, but Bashem at guilt. So this person, he didn't realize that if Yossi, that he's destined to be a Tana and a Tzaddik that's going to be Marbetz Torah and be one of the Tanoim that is going to be mentioned in the Mishnah. He was B'Shvivusai in Bechitzonius, he was looking for money, but they told him in a Shamayim that you should know, even though he's a Rav Chad, what is he? He needs $1 million in the bank. No. The Pneumius is he doesn't realize himself. But Gavre Rabbaleh, he's going to be a big tzaddik and a big tan and a big malamet Torah Yisrael. And the din is Gadlu Mishalecha. So even though really now he's asking Shaloi Lishma.
We're looking for the future. The future is
but Hayois in the future, it's going to be a din on him. Gadlu Mishalecha. So therefore, even now, it's like the guy that wants a bag of potato chips. He doesn't even realize the neshama wants a tzutza kedusha. That was the limud schus that they said melamayla, because melamayla they know that his neshama was destined to be a tzaddik. Obviously, as b'chira chavshis, and he could decide not to teach Torah, not to learn Torah, but he had the neshama and the yecholos to do so.
So the Torah went to his kishkas.
But in a way, it's an insult, because it's saying that he feels that he's there, where we have other Tanaim who were able to demand respect without the world.
The truth is, he himself later, it's not an obligation that must be. Kohen Gadol, we say Gadlu Mishalecha. What happens if he declines? He says, I don't need Kohen Gadol has to be respected. He has to be godly. But what happens? There are people that their godless is so big that they don't need. We know a lot of tzaddikim that their godless was. Obviously, they were Balei Anova, but the Bemis that they had such such respect for them that it made no difference if they lived in a shoebox or not in a shoebox. That Klal Yisrael had the same amount of respect for them. So and that's Bemis what happened with Rabbi Yossi ben Pezi. And Rabbi Yossi ben Pezi later cried because the COVID of Torah went into Skishka so much that he couldn't stand physical wealth anymore. And Taka, that the Baba said the rich man has to take back. He had to appease him, saying, besides the fact you're going to have 50% of the Yossi's Torah, you're going to have 50% of my Torah. Because otherwise the guy wasn't going to take his money back.
That was a good business.
The guy is a good businessman.
That's an investment.
The guy is Machaya. He invested the money, he got double the return, and he got double the Torah.
And this is an agreement to take the money back. Not
Yeah.
he got everything.
He got everything.
When I was a kid,
I think I do.
maybe 5 or 6 years old, stolen Carolyn, it's a
Stolen Carolyn, yeah.
they used to announce whoever come Shabbat 4 to 5, a lot of big prizes. You have to see hundreds of boys for walking like 2-3 miles to get to them. What's happening here? We went for the prize, or we went to Sati?
Now he really went because the neshama wanted to say Tehillim, but on the outside, the Yetzer Hara went.
No, it's a good way to
show
the people.
Right. So shalom lishma balishma.
I don't know what he did.
Are there specific criteria where we don't because on one level, like you have to maybe done a cup school, so if a person, but at the same time, you also have to be smart. Like one person can handle it, one person might not be able to handle it.
Look, in general, we say that we should always start. If you can motivate yourself, even if it's shaloi lishma, doesn't matter. You should always motivate yourself to learn Torah, by extension, also mitzvahs, and to do the right thing, even if it's shaloi lishma. The point he's saying in the Sichos is that the Tosfos makes distinctions that some shaloi lishma are not a legit shaloi lishma. So he's saying because this, like a person that wants money, he wants covet, because there could be a spiritual gain for it. And that's what the Rebbe says. That's a pshat that in the Zohar emphasizes 13. Why 13? It's like a funny story. The guy said his father had 13 cups of gold on the table. The Rebbe's father says because it was connected to Yud Gimel Midas Shater and the Dreshes man, which is Yud Gimel Midas Sarachimim, because even though in the outside he wanted simple honor recognition, he wanted money, but from heaven they told the Rebbe, but you should know that deep down in his neshama, he's drawn to Yud Gimel Midas Shater and the Dreshes. He's drawn to Yud Gimel Midas Sarachimim, and that's why he wants the money and the recognition.
Yossi is short of Yosef. Yosef said the Gavia, course.
You know, what's interesting is that they did research. When somebody desires something food-wise, there's usually a healthier version of it that their body's craving. Why is it sometimes you crave potato chips, sometimes chocolate, sometimes this? Potato chips, you're craving carbs. Like really your body needs potatoes. But you're never going to want the healthier version of it, so you're going to crave the unhealthy version of it.
I like that. I like that. Because the truth is, I believe in that very strongly, that the Eibishter made that your body craves what you really want.
Yeah.
We sometimes get mixed up a little bit,
right,
where I drop off.
So it's like the earthly version of this.
It's just like when a person is chas v'shalom sick, and you eat. Usually, when you're sick, you don't get carried away. You eat what you desire. If you want a toast or you want, because usually at that point you're not fooling yourself, and you know what you desire. Usually, what you desire is what your body needs at that time. So it's exactly what Baal Shem Tov said. The neshama has that pull.
It's funny that you have the balance from the spiritual side of the food to the physical side.
Very nice. Bring it back to Avraham Avinu. That's what I put into the Dvar Torah for Friday. It sounds from the pasuk that the Eibusha says to Avraham Avinu, "Al tira Avraham, don't be scared. I'll protect you." Okay, now you understand that he was scared because he killed so many people. He went in the war. He got mixed in the war of the 4 kings and the 5 kings, and he didn't. He didn't go to like Bibi Netanyahu goes to the Yoyetz Mishpati LaMemshala. Could he turn off the lights in Gaza? Can he turn off the lights? Should he wait 3 weeks or 21 days? He didn't do that. He went that night. He killed a whole bunch of them, and that was it.
He bought from the Chevy back his nephew.
He brought back from the Chevy and Gandik. He didn't negotiate through Qatar, nothing. He did what he needed to do. So that we understand that he was scared. And David says, but then the David says, you're going to have a lot of reward. Sounds like Avram is worried. He's waiting for his Ferrari and his private jet. And the Rabbanu Shalom says, don't worry. It's coming. It's coming. It's delayed from the delivery.
His personality.
The answer is that Avram wasn't looking for himself. And Avram was looking to further his agenda to spread the word of Kei Loilam, the Eibishter is the Eibishter. But he knew.
It's not his God, it's the Eibishter God.
Who me? So Mamela, when there'll be a lot of schar, and will have a lot of oisha v'chovit, they'll be able to fulfill the Eibishter's mission.
I was wondering, I had a thought, I was just wondering if it sits right. When it came later on in the Parsha, and he says, I'm not even going to take one shoelace, because I don't want you to say later that I began. But earlier in the Parsha with the king, he took the well. So what I was thinking was maybe there's 2 differences. First of all, with the first time with the king, it was Abimelech, wasn't it?
No, with Pari.
He didn't say take it; he just gave it. So maybe there's a difference between giving somebody and making a spectacle of it. Once you already have a guy who's talking about who's giving it, this is a guy who's going to bring it up later. I did you a favor, you owe me. And second of all, maybe there was like an Inyan of Shalom Bayis that he gave the gift for his wife, so it showed a value of what his wife was worth.
Exactly. I like the second answer a lot.
Second one better?
No, I like them both. I like the second one a lot.
Right, why do you take from one and not from the other?
Right. He saw that this money really was coming to him, first money, because like you said, it was a compensation to Soda,
right? And
that money was really his money. It's coming to him. But this money that was from the war, Avraham Avinu didn't see it as coming to him, even though Rashi says that the laws of war, Avram Avinu really felt that they did come, and that's why the other people did take. He gave Oner, Eshken, Mamre. He did give them.
There's a lot of halachas.
Right, there is halachas about Avram didn't feel he wanted to take it.
I thought it was because once the guy started talking, he said this guy's going to bring it up later.
Chaim, maybe she should help everyone here in Beis Menachem Mendel. Techechi Klal Yisrael. The Eibishter should Schar Harbe Moed. That it should be Oisher, Vechoved, Narichas Yomim, and good Shidduchim, and all that it should be in order to be able for us to further our Avodah and Avodah Hashem Yisborich.
That's the thing. You
Oh, wow.
go to them.
They
They call it 9:30.
Yeah, you get a bad reputation being early.
No,
Okay.
I call it 9:30.
What's the modern equivalent of puz today? Kicking carriage.
I don't know. Sounds like there is in the psukim, like there is something called pause.
Yeah.
Huh?
See for I mentioned the
Tez.
Yeah.
gas.
Yeah.
Liquid gold.
So, like I said, in Yiddish is like in the Malam the Mer Psavor. I don't know if we know well of what it is.
It is the gas station called gas
Yeah,
pass. Pass
Yeah.
gas. I'm not sure why. What's the
Pass
connection?
gas.
Pass gas. What's
Now,
the connection? Pass gas.
It's a guest.
It's called the black gold.
Why?
The-
Why?
Now it's supposed to be
Good gas. You get a lot of parts.
yeah.
No. In America, it's called the black gold.
What's it called?
Gold is yellow, not black.
Verstehe, but that's
White gold is
it's probably the company used it as a joke.
black gold.
Yeah, in America, it's called black gold.
The Rebbe needs
Because it's worth, it's very valuable, that's why.
It says there's Esos and Shemaim now who want to be rich, raise his hand. The Rebbe needs a couple of people to be rich because he needs money for, like,
I think if you go to a school where they guarantee you're going to have, well, if you ask for a payment plan and they say no, that's the first hint